Hey guys, how's it going? Bill here. Quick video talking about landscaping. So you can see we got a few trucks around, and a few trailers, stuff like that, and a lot of pallets of stone. This is actually a pretty clean job site, believe it or not, but obviously there's going to be some debris and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about landscaping today. Generally, for most of our projects, we don't do a stone facade like this, but the clients wanted it, so that's what we're doing. When we go ahead and do a project, especially for a whole house renovation, we typically use trailers as opposed to dumpsters. Dumpsters will trash your yard in a hurry. Even though the yard's a little bit banged up right now, this is much more easily repairable than if you had a dump trailer that just got dumped, and it typically will drag across for a little bit. So there might be little ruts, but they're easily filled. So some things you got to think about. Are we just going to go ahead and grass seed? Would you want to go ahead and put some plants in to hide this? These guys are putting some of this really cool stone in. But yeah, it's something to consider and think about on your project for the exterior, and just, kind of think about it ahead of time. Because if we know what you want ahead of time, then we can go ahead and really just figure out what the next process is and have it be almost seamless. You can see, obviously, the guy has some plywood down just to go ahead and keep some of the dirt and mud from tracking everywhere, but it still gets a little messy. That's just part of the deal. You will see a lot of new construction. I'll go here, get out of their way. You will see in a lot of new construction jobs, it's actually a lot worse than this. I mean, it's basically a mud pit, especially this time of year. Let's go ahead, I'll show you the side quick, give you a little bit of an update as well on this project. So again, you'll commonly find debris like this. This will actually be used as a clean fill in various spots. And the one thing I want to emphasize is that projects like this, they're always going to change a little bit and evolve as we go. So there's various things in the landscaping. So they had to the masons had to put in this angle iron, 3/8 inch thick, and it's a 5x5. And that's actually to support the weight of the stone. So this is all the stone they have put down. Pretty cool stuff. But again, once you pick out the stone, and now it would be a good time, once you or the client or whoever sees this on the job site, have some scrap pieces or some samples of the siding you picked out, and then figure out, okay, what are we going to put here? What we're going to do for the ground. Are we going to keep it mulch? Are we going to keep it, this is almost like a river stone. There's a lot of crushed rock around here. I might recommend this. I think the crushed rock would look really good personally, but that's up to you guys, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Just if you have a light rock, another light rock, and I believe we're going to do a cedar siding, but that's yet to be determined. It's going to get pretty light. So I would go with a darker stone just for the landscaping factor, like right there. And let me show you some other areas too. So this is a decision that we made. The head mason, Jared, and I. I'm just going to walk down these stairs and not fall. A couple different ways we could have ran this stone. The stone's going up 2 feet. We decided to go ahead and actually match this ledger as opposed to changing the elevation of the current landscaping. And the real reason behind that, I don't know if it's going to show up great on camera, but one thing you really have to consider is the pitch. So the ground, and it gets kind of hard to see on camera, not all of it, but a lot of it is actually sloped towards the house. I'm betting when this house was built 70 years ago, it probably pitched away from the house, which is what you want to see. It's just good water management. So if any water comes off the roof, it heads down and goes away from the basement. This is a super wet basement, which is pretty common in older homes in Vermont. So for our landscaping here, we kind of had to make the call, besides aesthetics, what's going to be the best for water management in this house. If we had lowered the stone, again, there's probably going to be a good chance that once we dug it up, the fill, like the rock, the dirt is actually going to settle itself a little bit. And then we have the same problem, right? So we're back to having a pitch towards the house. Any rain or water that hits it is actually going to go ahead and run towards the basement. And this basement's wet enough, and we don't want to make it worse. So that is kind of our decision. You'll find there's a lot of little small technical decisions that we have to make. for stuff like this. Like you'll see, obviously this is actually pretty close to level right there. You know, why, Bill, would you have almost like a foot and a half gap? The reason is the pitch. I mean, you can really see actually right here, a little bit of a trough right there from water coming off the roof and snow over 70 years. And it basically just creates a puddle, and it will drain back there before it drains towards the lake. And I don't know if I can get the whole roof in this shot, but if you look up, you can see that's a huge roof, and there's a lot of moisture that will land right there, then go back towards the house. So again, guys, try and think about just, you know, your landscaping ahead of time. It's kind of an important aspect, especially when we do siding and things like this, especially with a stone facade. It's technically not a veneer, but because it is the real deal. Pretty cool, all quarried here locally. So yeah, fun stuff. All right, guys, any questions, comments, concerns, hit us up. Let me know how you like the videos, if you want to see anything else in the future. And yeah, we'll talk soon.